Picture an elephant walking slowly across a sunlit African plain. Now let the image shift. The ground hardens, the grass pales, the air turns sharp with cold. That familiar silhouette thickens with muscle and fur. The back rises high at the shoulder and slopes away toward the tail, and the tusks begin to twist, not in a gentle curve, but in grand spirals. This is the woolly mammoth, Mammuthus primigenius, the Ice Age icon we know so well. But its story is only the final frost-laced chapter of a lineage that began not in snow, but in heat more than 6 million years ago. Mammoths were not strange cousins of elephants, they were elephants. All belonged to the family Elephantidae, which emerged in Africa around 7 million years ago before splitting into 3 great branches, one leading to modern African elephants, another to Asian elephants, and the third to the mammoths, the genus Mammuthus. The earliest known mammoth, Mammuthus subplanifrons, walked southern Africa 5 million years ago, known to us mostly through fossilized teeth, those ridged, durable archives of diet and identity that allow paleontologists to trace species across continents and millennia. Over time, mammoths moved northward, spreading into North Africa, and then, in a pivotal migration around 3.5 million years ago, breaking out of the continent entirely. They passed through the Middle East and radiated across Eurasia. One of the first pioneers beyond Africa was Mammuthus rumanus, followed by the widespread southern mammoth, Mammuthus meridionalis, whose fossils stretch from Britain to China. These early mammoths did not live in frozen wastelands. They browsed among shrubs and trees in relatively mild forested environments. But the planet was changing. Around 2.5 million years ago, as the Pleistocene epoch dawned, global climates cooled, forests retreated, and vast grasslands, steppe landscapes spread across Eurasia. In response, a new form evolved, the steppe mammoth, Mammuthus trogontheri. Taller and heavier than its descendants, reaching up to 4 meters at the shoulder and weighing as much as 10 tons, it was among the largest land mammals ever to live. Its teeth, worn by grazing on coarse grasses, tell us of a shift from browsing to grazing, of adaptation written in enamel. These steppe mammoths were hardy. Their DNA, extracted from teeth over 1 million years old, reveals genetic traits linked to cold tolerance, longer hair, fat storage, metabolic adjustments, suggesting that the journey toward woolliness had already begun long before the classic woolly mammoth appeared. When populations of steppe mammoths in northeast Siberia faced intensifying Arctic conditions between 800,000 and 600,000 years ago, evolution refined those adaptations further. The result was the woolly mammoth, smaller than its steppe ancestor, but perfectly engineered for the mammoth steppe, a vast, dry, treeless grassland that once stretched from Spain to Canada. Contrary to popular imagery, this was not an endless blizzard, but a rich, wind-swept ecosystem. Deep snow would have starved these grazers. Instead, they thrived in cold, open plains where grasses and hardy herbs sustained them. And they were not alone. In North America, another giant emerged, the Columbian mammoth, Mammuthus columbi. For years, its story puzzled scientists. Its teeth suggested descent from steppe mammoths, yet genetic evidence from 13,000-year-old remains revealed something astonishing. Columbian mammoths were hybrids, born of an ancient interbreeding between steppe mammoths and early woolly mammoths around 400,000 years ago. Even in deep time, evolution was not a straight line, but a braided river. So were all mammoths woolly? The answer lies in fragments of skin and strands of DNA. Only woolly mammoths, preserved in the permafrost of Siberia and Alaska, give us complete soft tissue evidence: thick fur, underwool, small ears to conserve heat, and a shortened tail. A Columbian mammoth specimen hints at a sparser coat. As for earlier species, we can only infer. The climate of early mammoths was warmer. Africa's first mammoths likely resembled modern Asian elephants in having a light scattering of hair rather than a shaggy mantle. The dramatic transformation probably occurred between the southern and steppe mammoths when cooling climates demanded heavier insulation. By the time of the woolly mammoth, nature had turned the dial to its coldest setting. Yet even giants are vulnerable. As the last ice age waned around 12,000 years ago, warming climates shrank the open steppe into fragmented refuges. Forests advanced. Habitats dwindled. At the same time, humans, clever cooperative hunters armed with stone-tipped spears, spread across mammoth territory. Cave walls, such as those in Rouffignac in France, bear witness to their presence. Dozens of mammoths etched in charcoal and ochre. The debate continues. Was it climate, human hunting, or a fatal combination of both that sealed their fate? On the mainland, woolly mammoths vanished around 10,500 years ago. Yet, on isolated islands, remnants endured. On St. Paul Island in Alaska, they survived until 5,600 years ago, likely succumbing to freshwater shortages during drought. On Wrangel Island in the Arctic Ocean, a tiny population lingered about 4,000 years ago, closer in time to the building of the pyramids than to the height of the last ice age. There, isolation may have led to harmful genetic mutations, a slow unraveling written not in climate charts, but in DNA. In the end, for a brief, poignant window of prehistory, all remaining mammoths were indeed woolly. But their deeper story is not of fur alone. It is a saga of migration and adaptation, of continents shifting and climates cooling, of giants crossing land bridges where oceans now lie. The woolly mammoth is not the whole tale. It is the final haunting silhouette against the snow, the last echo of a dynasty that began beneath African skies and marched, step by evolutionary step, into the ice.